staging system, celebrating 3 years on the air on WROI is the first federal program. Hosts may have changed, but the program is still the same. Now continuing a long-standing tradition, streaming on the First Federal Facebook page and on WROI. It's time for the First Federal program.
And good morning, it is First Federal time on this Friday, October the 18th. We welcome Todd to the studio. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Randy. Thank you very much today.
How are you?
Doing well. We've got Tanner with us today again. We've got some special guests from distinguished young women of Fulton County. Michaela Slisher and Julie Shriver is going to join us. Shriver, I'm sorry. Is going to join us in a few minutes, but beautiful day out there.
It is. It is. Let's see, it says 36 degrees this morning, so a little cool
yeah,
morning.
It's going to be, this is one of my favorite times of year.
It
cool
is.
mornings and evenings and warm days. And the
sun comes
70s.
out and it gets warm.
Yeah.
You're sitting in it.
I was thinking that this is typical, something I used to call a different word, but I learned you don't call it that anymore.
Yeah.
Second summer's coming up.
Oh.
Second summer happens after the first frost.
Okay.
It's when you have 70-degree days in a row. We might get close to that.
We'll be close. Yeah. There's
Beautiful
70s
weather.
next week, so.
It's going to be peak weekend for leaf looking, it looks like.
Yeah.
So colors are really bright out there, so get out and check that out.
It'll be a good weekend to get outside.
Got lots of going on in our sky. As you know, I'm kind of a rocket fanatic and sky fanatic. There's a lot going on this week. Full moon's been out kind of the last 2 days.
It's been bright, too.
And I noticed yesterday morning going to work, the moon set was awesome. Probably going to be the same day. So when it starts getting light and soon the moon setting, look to the west, you'll see a big moon just like you see it when it rises. So that's the Hunter's moon, that's called.
Okay.
It's the largest supermoon of the year.
Ah.
And supermoon basically means when it's closest to the Earth, and this is the closest it will be to the Earth anytime. In case you're counting, it's 221,938 miles.
That's not too far away.
Yeah. Just a hop, skip, and a jump, right?
Notice a difference of 5, 10, or 2,000 miles, you know. But it is big and bright out there. Also, lots of other things going on in the sky. I went out and tried to find this last night, and I did find it. The Comet A3, Atlas. I can't pronounce the other name. Tushinshan, what it's called.
Sure.
But it comes by every 80,000 years.
Wow.
Okay.
And so I saw it pretty well last night. You have to go out and look to the west right after sunset. There really can't be trees in the way, but it's very low on the horizon. Kind of stick your hand out, and it'll be right where your hand is. Kind of looked like a jet contrail that was lit up.
Gotcha.
But so go out and check that out. Other space news this week. SpaceX has been busy.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see this the other day? They launched a rocket and then caught it as it landed.
I saw that.
This was the largest rocket booster ever. It's going to take us to Mars and Jupiter someday.
Okay.
And they actually launched one to Jupiter that will get there in 2030. Then this is peak sun period too. We're in an 11-year cycle. Tanner's looking at me like, you nerd, what are you talking about?
I'm learning here.
Yeah. Education is
I'm learning.
It's a peak sun cycle where there's lots of solar flares and the Aurora Borealis, northern lights are prevalent. So.
Yeah. I see a lot of pictures, people going up further north to get a great view of it.
I went out last Thursday night and saw them here.
Yeah.
You can faintly see them by the naked eye, but if you take a picture of it, it turns out much better.
Yeah.
You don't even realize those colors are there. Probably won't see it like the last few days because of the brightness of the moon, but supposedly we should be able to see them off and on during this next year, during this peak solar cycle. So on a clear night, go out and look at the sky, take a picture of it, and you'll be surprised at what you see.
Good thing we have the smartphones now. I can't imagine trying to take a picture on the flip phones and they show up.
Or the old Kodak Instamatic cameras. Things like that.
Polaroids.
The old days, We're dating ourselves. Right?
Yeah, I know.
So it is World Series time almost.
Almost.
That's what the trivia question is today. Why don't you hit the trivia question, Dan?
Yeah, so assuming the Yankees beat the Guardians in their series and the Dodgers beat the Mets, Dodgers are up 3-1 with game 5 happening at 5 o'clock today or 5:08. And Yankees-Guardians game 4 It's happening tonight at 8:08. Assuming they advance, when was the last time the Yankees and Dodgers met in the World Series?
Ooh.
I'll give you 4 choices here. Was it 1995, 1981, 1977, or 1963?
They probably met a lot,
I
haven't they?
think 8 or 9 times, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. So throughout the history, so yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Got my
That
mind
can
going
go
to that.
back to the Yankees even. Does that count the Brooklyn Dodgers too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was like the biggest rivalry
Oh, yeah.
forever. It
Yep.
still is, I think.
And then you had the New York Giants sprinkled in there too back then. So
Right.
there was a lot of good baseball in the state of New York. back
Potential
then.
for a Subway Series this year, but
Yeah.
probably not going to happen with the Mets.
Yeah, the last time that's happened was 2000.
They're a little overmatched, it seems.
Yeah, I think they've had some magic on their side
Yeah.
kind of all year, and I think it's running out.
And the Dodgers are just loaded.
Dodgers are loaded. Yankees are loaded, maybe not as much as the Dodgers. And then the Guardians have been just a good story all year because
Yeah.
nobody expected anything out of them.
I love playoff baseball.
It is. It turns up a notch. for sure.
Last night, the crowd at Cleveland was so into the game.
Yep.
Top of the 8th inning.
Yep.
Looked like they were on their way to win. Then Aaron Judge gets up and it's an opposite field line drive home run, ties it up.
Yeah, it was a roller coaster for those fans. And then the bottom ninth looked like they were done, and then four
And the
extra
guy
innings.
Noel comes up in the bottom of the ninth.
Mhm.
It's a rookie, I think.
Yes.
Pinch hitter.
Yep,
It's a 2-run homer to tie
Yep.
it up, and
with
then
2 outs.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
And then Fry comes up in the bottom of the 10th. I
Yeah,
watched the
he's
game
an
last night.
he's an all-star, so yeah.
But one thing I noticed last night, he was a player to be named later in the Milwaukee Brewers trade, like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens.
So he's gone
sometimes.
from kind of
A no name.
a no-name to
So-
being the star of the game.
Yeah, take advantage of opportunities.
I was going to say,
Sometimes.
he'll like that when his contract
Oh,
comes
sure.
due up.
Sure.
So I guess we jumped into sports a little early.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. I was going to jump into it anyway.
Okay.
So we kind of talked to baseball there. Locally, got a bunch of high school football. It's the last week of the regular season.
It is
Flown
crazy.
by for you,
It
Randy.
has been. Seems like we just got started.
But sectionals pairings were announced, and I do not have those written down. So
Zebras are at home next Friday night. I don't have them written down either because I'm more focused on this week's with the big TRC game.
yes,
A big TRC
Yes.
championship game, isn't it?
But it is a huge TRC. Both teams undefeated in the TRC, so it'll be a heck of a game tonight down at McConaughey.
Rochester 7-1 on the season. McConaughey 8-0.
Zebras got Elwood.
Zebras and the Braves.
Yep.
Zebras and the Braves
Looked
tonight.
like Rochester had a pretty decent draw for the football.
They did. They had a first round game at home with Elwood, and then week 2, if they win, should be on the road, and then a great opportunity for the championship back at Barnhart Field.
That'd be
So,
exciting.
yeah,
One game at a time.
it is one game at a time,
That'd be
but
Start
exciting.
with tonight.
that's what I like Coach
Yeah.
Schaefer. You think one game at a time, I'll
Yeah.
look ahead, because
Yeah.
that's what the media and
Yeah, sure.
fans do. You know,
Sure.
so but
So Giant FM will be there.
we'll be there tonight.
Yeah, that's a big
McConaughey, big one.
Yeah.
As,
Got to think that one's been circled on both teams' calendar probably for a few weeks at least.
Yeah. Zebras looking to get first conference win, first conference title in a while.
Yeah. What time's pregame?
6:35.
35. All right. Tippecanoe Valley, they got a good win last week against John Glenn. Their record's now 6-2. They travel to Bremen tonight, who's 4-4. Caston's 2-6. They host Winnemac tonight, who is 3-5. I don't have the record written down. I believe they're 3-5. And Culver's 1-7. They travel to South Central, who is also 1-7.
And they turn around and play South Central again
Yeah, I
this
saw
week.
that on the schedule.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if that was a glitch or not
Yeah.
on the schedule, but
And then
okay.
Caston got Pioneer for next week for
All right.
sectional. So.
Interesting thought. Do you show all you have tonight? Well, they're just
That's-
struggling to play, though, too.
These teams are looking for wins,
Yeah.
so I think you try to get that win momentum, and then you worry about next week.
Hold back that
Yeah.
one-trick play. You know?
Yeah. Hold in your back pocket. College football, all the big in-state schools are in action tonight or tomorrow. I see tonight because Purdue is in action tonight. I do not like these Friday night games.
Are they in action?
Well, they're going to be present at least for kickoff.
Okay.
We'll see after that. They showed a pulse last week at least, being down 24 points and coming back and
They did.
actually getting the lead before the game went into overtime, ultimately losing to number 22 Illinois. But they are 1-5 on the season. They host the second-ranked Oregon Ducks, who
They're
are
beast.
6-0, and Yeah, they're another level, I think, than almost everybody in the
I was
conference.
going to say, yeah, that. I'm just glad IU doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, well,
Not till next year.
Purdue's got 6 games left, and 3 of them are against number 2, 3, and 4 ranked teams in the country right now. So not only are they not playing well, their schedule's not for the light.
And there may be a number of 15 or 16 teams in there too.
And in there, yes, you're right. So number 16, you're right.
Okay.
So
Well, we hope they're still there by then.
they are right now. But Oregon, this game's tonight at 8 o'clock on Fox. So not only is Oregon, it's a national TV game.
Oh, you mean it's not a 8:05 or
No,
8:08
it's-
like baseball does?
It says 8 o'clock, but we'll see what time kickoff actually is. But Oregon's a 28.5 point favorite. So one of the largest lines I can remember at Ross State history at least.
I always like turning to the Oregon game to see
what
their
uniforms they're wearing.
Oh, I tell you what, they have the most different.
Yeah,
They're
They're just rolling out something special.
they're
there,
wearing
too.
some alternates with
Yeah.
a new helmet, all black, new helmet with a gold face mask and a Purdue like a cursive font on the sides. A little different, but Oregon does not wear the same combination twice. When you include socks, shoes,
yeah.
pants, jersey, helmet.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
Big budget.
Yeah, big budget.
The Nike night budget.
Yeah, it must be really nice. You were talking about number 16, Indiana. They're off to a historic start. Well, dating back 50 years at least. 6-0. They host Nebraska tomorrow, who's 5-1. Both teams coming off a bye. Indiana is a 6.5 point favorite. That game's at noon on Fox, so also a nationally televised
I
game.
was thinking maybe we need to call our friend Brian Johnson, the Nebraska fan, and just see, just have some friendly banter.
Yeah, he would be happy to. He gave me some friendly banter about beating Purdue a few weeks
I'm
ago.
sure
so-
Brian's probably listening now.
Oh, sure he
It's
is.
sold out in Bloomington for
Yeah.
the first time in long time.
Number 12, Notre Dame back in action they were in action last week, I guess. They played Stanford. They're 5-1. They traveled to Georgia Tech, who's 5-2. Notre Dame's a 9 point favorite, but this game's played where the Falcons play, so it's not going to be played on Georgia Tech's
Okay.
campus. It's at 3:30 on ESPN tomorrow. And
Is
then
that for crowd? Is that why they?
yeah, my guess is
Yeah.
for crowd.
So they're playing at the Mercedes.
Yep, Mercedes-Benz, yep. So, yeah, Notre Dame's lone remaining actual campus road game is USC.
Okay.
Army and Navy are neutral sites.
Right. Yeah.
And then Ball State got a win last week, so they're 2-4. They traveled to Vanderbilt. They used to be an easier matchup than it is this year. They're 4-2. Vanderbilt's a 26.5 point favorite. That game's at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. SEC Network Plus, which, gotta be honest, I didn't know that was a thing. I knew SEC Network was, but I didn't know they had a Plus thing.
Well, now they all got
Yeah,
all
they're
these channels and pluses and.
And lastly, for sports, NFL, the Bears have a bye week this week after winning over the Jaguars in London last week, so they're 4-2, off to a good start this year. And the Colts got a win over the Titans last week to improve to 3-3. They host the Dolphins, who are 2-3, this Sunday at 1 o'clock on Fox, but also pre-game, game, and post-game right here.
Yeah, start at noon.
And the Colts are 3 point favorites.
All right, I got a question for you.
I have an answer.
Jacksonville was over there last week.
Yeah,
Do they stay in London?
yeah.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
that would be
yeah.
a little jet
Because
lag.
they're
I
in
would
London
think.
again this
Yeah,
week.
they're in
so-
London.
Playing
this
2
week.
weeks.
Yep,
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row. This one's their home game they give up every year to play in London. Last week was the Bears' home
Yeah.
game.
They said that there was memes going around that you have to win in London to get out of London.
Yeah.
So Jacksonville had to stay.
Oh, and if they lose this one to the Patriots, they might be looking for a new head coach. Doug
Yeah.
Peterson might get fired. They might leave him over in London. So not going good down in
No.
Jacksonville, unless they play the Colts in Jacksonville.
yeah,
That's
the,
about
the
the
one
only
and only. Yeah.
It got to Tibbetts this morning on this day in 1873. Columbia, Princeton, Rutgers, and Yale set the rules for collegiate football.
Really?
Which I knew Rutgers was involved in the first ever
Yeah.
college football game.
Okay.
So.
Interesting.
On this day in 1921, Charles Strite was granted the U.S. patent 1,394,450 for his invention of the automatic pop-up toaster.
Just imagine how life would be different if we didn't have
Right?
a toaster.
Yeah. Well, no, try to toast things when you go camping or something. You
Yeah.
don't have a toaster. That's kind of what you
A little
want.
different.
Have a fire.
Yeah.
It changed the whole aspect of Pop-Tarts.
Yeah,
yeah. You wouldn't have those microwave or toaster strudels either.
No, a lot of things.
Yeah.
On this day in 1954, Texas Instruments Incorporated announced the first transistor radio.
That was news to me. I didn't know that. I knew they were
Interesting.
big into calculators.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I knew they were big in calculators, but I didn't know they were in the radio game at one point.
You remember having a transistor radio? Listen to like ball games and
Oh, I can't remember.
Chicago
that far
radio
back, so-
stations. Okay, I do.
No, I don't.
You're too young. Then.
Yeah. I can't remember that far, but I don't think I did.
On this day, 1974, Chicago Bulls' Nate Thurmond became the first NBA player to record a quadruple double.
Really?
22 points, 14 rebounds, 13 assists, and 12 blocks. Pretty good game.
Yeah,
Pretty good game.
I think he had a heck of a game there.
Yeah, you don't hear anybody getting quadruple double nowadays. Triple double once in a
Yeah.
while.
I was going to say triple doubles even not very often.
Right. And on this day in film, 21 Marvel's film Eternals premiered in L.A., Los Angeles.
So no idea what that is.
I haven't seen it, but it's one of their
So Lost in the Marvel.
one of their many
Marvels,
just
yes.
money-making films. So, and today's National Mashed Potato Day. That's a good one.
That's good.
National Ride to Work Day, and the picture of this was like riding a bike.
Yeah,
or
I rode to work in my
scooter,
car.
I guess. Yeah, that's
I mean-
yeah. You drove, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You didn't
I guess.
drive,
I guess
right.
I had to drive.
Had
so.
your driver drive you? No.
Yeah, there you go.
It's Healthcare Aid Day, Necktie Day, National No Beard Day, National Chocolate Cupcake Day.
Can't go wrong with it.
No.
Okay.
No.
National No Beard Day is kind of interesting because isn't November No Shave Month? Sometime,
You're right.
So,
So you think that would be in November sometime,
Yeah.
but no shame November, right?
yeah.
Interesting.
Got upcoming events coming up. Joe's Hope and Fulton County Animal Adoption and Education Center are having a breakfast at Giretti's Arlington Public House on Sunday. All the proceeds will go to Joe's Hope and the Animal Center. It's a cash-only free will donation. You can dine in or carry out. Fulton County Veterinary Clinic. An egg sponsor is Creighton Brothers.
Yep, Fulton County Veterinary Clinic's the meal sponsor.
Thank
Yep.
you.
And that's from 9 to 1 on Sunday.
Thank you for the time.
Yeah, good meal.
Covered for
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome.
Also, everybody think about last chance for pumpkins this weekend,
Yeah.
probably. Optimus Pumpkin Patch is still open.
Closes Sunday.
Buy one, get one free now, and there's still some big pumpkins out there.
Yeah.
So, if you're out leaf looking this weekend, stop by and pick up a couple pumpkins and support the Optimus Club. And they do a great job of sharing their dollars with our community and the youth in our city. Had some milestones. One big one from the bank this week. Cheryl Evans celebrated her 30th anniversary. Congratulations, Cheryl.
Yes.
A very valued employee. Cheryl Evans is our Assistant Vice President of Underwriter for Mortgage Loans. So she
Congratulations.
comes in contact with a lot of people through the loan underwriting, and it's a great coworker to work with.
Yes, absolutely.
Always has a great attitude and very supportive of everything the bank's trying to do. Money news. On a record right now.
Yeah.
Almost 43,000 points. It's went up 1,600 points in the last month. It rallied again this week yesterday to close after strong economic data eased the fear of a lingering recession. So, money news is good for all our retirements, and stock prices are good, so led by tech companies basically. So that's the money news. Banks open today from 8:30 to 5 and 8:30 to noon tomorrow. You can bank with us anytime through our ATM or our online mobile banking app. We continue to offer Simply Free checking accounts and Simply Free business checking accounts. The best deal around. When you open a new checking account, you get a free gift. Football cutting board, and we have a new thing coming next week. I don't know if we'll announce that yet, or is that?
Yeah, we can announce it. I'll make sure to bring it in next week. It's a massage pillow.
Ooh.
Like a massage neck pillow. Yeah, it's really nice.
I'm glad you said that, because I was going to read that with a different word. What's a message pillow?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, if you're interested in any loans, contact Ben Dalton, Stacy Wilson, and Zach Reuter. Zach's in our commercial area. Ben and Stacy help out with mortgage loans and home loans. We'll be happy to help you out. We're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We're FDIC insured and an equal housing lender. Our NMLS number is 399927.
We are legal.
We welcome the favorite part of this show, and Michaela Slisher's back. You've been here a number of times, right?
I have, and you know, the nice thing is that now instead of me begging you to get on air, somebody actually contacts me, wants to know if we want to be here.
Well, I knew your program
So
was
there you
coming
go.
up, so I thought timing would be good. We also have Julie Shriver joining us today. And so, good morning, Julie.
Good morning.
Welcome. Why don't Michaela and Julie tell us a little bit about Distinguished Young Women in Fulton County? What's the program? What's going on now?
So we are in the midst of doing our practice sessions to get ready for our program. Fulton County's program will be on Sunday, November 24th. We actually run a Pulaski County program that will also be at that same time, and then we run a Cass County program that will be the day before on Saturday. So we get all the girls together though to do the practices, to work on Scholastic, they've been working on that all their high school career, but working on interview, self-expression, talent, and fitness categories that we will be awarding scholarships for the winner in those 5 categories, and just working and doing some life skill workshops.
So Distinguished Young Women, for our listening audience who may not know about that, tell us a little bit about what is that program, what are some of the goals and mission statements?
Yeah, the program is a national scholarship program. So if you go to www.distinguishedYW.org, there's information there about the national program. We actually have an individual page within that website for each of our county programs. And it's been around, I should know off the top of my head, it's been around a long time. For your listeners that are older, it used to be called Junior Miss, and we did in fact have a Junior Miss program here in Fulton County from the class of 1982 to 89. And it was ran by the JCs. And
you were involved with that. You were a participant at the time.
Yeah, actually, I won Cass County's program in '84, and then I started helping the Fulton County's program in '86. But I was a lot younger then, and so when the JCs quit doing the program, I was not in the position to take it over. So we ended up with a 30-year span with nobody.
So 5 years ago, you revitalized the program, kind of under new title now.
Yep.
Distinguished Young Women.
Yep. So same program, basically, just a different title. And Melinda Pratt, my husband said I should call her. I didn't know her, but he said I should call her because he knew that her granddaughter had participated in one Triton High School's program. So got her on board. Thankfully, we got Julie. As this has been going on, we get an increase in girls. We need an increase in helpers. So, I asked Melinda. I said to Melinda, we ain't got Julie Shriver helping us. She goes, I don't know. She'd be really good, but I don't know that she'd do it. I'm like, I don't know, but I'm gonna ask.
Well, we're talking with Michaela, Slisher, and Julie Shriver now. Julie, what's your role with Distinguished Young Women?
I do a little bit of everything. I'm one that will sit back and watch the girls, and if one needs a little bit extra help, I will go and help them
Kind of like a
or
mentor
point it out.
thing.
Kind of a little bit. We had a girl last year who we helped. Everybody pitched in and helped her, but it encouraged her so much that she was able to join the speech club at her school and excel at that. And just the turnaround from beginning to the end of that program was just huge for her.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it seems like this program is a lot about building confidence. Is that assessment true?
Yes,
Okay.
very much so.
So you help build the confidence.
Oh yeah.
Now you have a program coming up soon, Michael. That's happening right now, and you're in the midst of the trainings and the assessments and
The fun.
yeah.
The craziness.
Yeah. And we've really changed the way we operate our schedule. We have realized that girls are very busy. This program is only for high school senior girls. They're very, very busy. We're very sad when they say they can't do our program because they don't have time for it, but we get it. I think they think when they turn into adults they won't be busy. But that's not the case.
That's not true.
But so we actually have our first session in August. We have one that ends up being actually 2 in September, only 1 in October, and then 2 in November.
Okay.
The girls, a lot of them work jobs. We do our practices on a Sunday afternoon, and a lot of them work. So this way they don't have to ask their boss for 2 Sundays in a row off work. So we kind of are meeting them where they're at, because nowadays if you want them involved, that's on something optional like this, that's kind of what you gotta do.
So, how many distinguished young women are participating this year?
You want to take it?
Yeah, we have 21 total.
That's a great number.
It's a huge number for three of us women trying to corral all these girls.
And that includes the 3 local high schools, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, which is great because we don't always have that, but we do. We got representation from Tippecanoe Valley and Rochester and Caston this year for Fulton County's program.
Great. And so now you're in the midst of your program. You're doing these sessions, classes.
We like to call them sessions. Practices sounds like something you got to work
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So what's an example of a Sunday? Like maybe the next Sunday. What will they be doing?
at. Oh, mock interview. You want to take
They'll
that
be
one?
doing mock interviews, and what that is when they come to the we call showcase, they will be in front of judges. So these interviews for the girls help them get prepared for this showcase, and they get asked questions from things that they put on their bio that they turn in at the beginning of the sessions.
Okay, so it's basically just about confidence and public speaking and gives them a chance, and it's a practice session, so it's not like they're thrown out there on stage the first time and
Correct.
figure out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we really concentrate on interview too because every session that we have, we do a life skill workshop. And Robin Nelson from Work One came. This was her 6th time to come and talked about all different types of interviews. So they had that earlier in the year, or earlier in our season. Then we'll have the mock interviews when we get together. Then November 3rd, and then they'll have their actual interview the day of the program before the onstage
And what is
competition
the day of
happens.
the program?
November 24th, and
Is
it's
that
at Caston High School.
That's open to the public.
It's open to the public. We have free admission. We have free program books. And one of these days I might not be able to brag about this, but we are the only local program in the state of Indiana that does free admission to our program and free program book.
And you have great financial support from local
We do,
contributors and
and-
scholarships.
Yes, we do. And in fact, some of them just got mentioned today in other aspects of your program. We've been very, very fortunate that the program has been well received by businesses, even individuals, organizations, and we do the same with Cass County. We've had very good response. Pulaski County, I'm not as familiar with people in Pulaski County, but I've been very, very thankful that we've had financial support from there too, because we end up, for each county, we award $4,000 in scholarship money. 10 scholarships totaling $4,000. And then we send our winner to the state, so we have a franchise fee that we have to pay. These girls eat a lot of snacks at practices, and so we have to feed them. We literally have mouths to feed. Just, the amount of paper, the amount of ink, the amount of just,
It all adds up.
it all adds up.
Well, even you mentioned you subsidize kind of the expenses of a person that would travel onto the state from the showcase top award winner, basically, right?
Yeah. So we give each of the winners a $200 expense allowance because this program's a free program. That way they have money to help pay for the tickets for their parents to go see them at the state competition at IU Kokomo. I had a girl bought a pair of tennis shoes for the fitness portion. We like for them to be prepared. Yeah.
So you talked about life skill workshops. That's one of the things you do. One was the interviewing skills. What are some of the other life skill workshops that you run?
Well, we do something called Be Your Best Self, and that's be healthy, be ambitious, be involved, be responsible, and be studious. It helps the girls learn how to do different things in life. It just gives them the confidence to go out and do it. Maybe they're not sure of what to do in a situation, and the speakers can kind of talk them through that.
That's great.
Yeah, and Ginger Slisher is one of those speakers, and I can't get her to get on the show for some reason, but maybe one
She
of
doesn't
these
like to
days. And Emily Sanchez, our Cass County winner from last year, has been at every practice session, and so she also helped with that. It was good to have 18, 22-year-old talk to those girls about being their best selves because they've recently been
Mixed
in their
relatives,
position.
yeah.
Yeah. And so we like to involve the younger ones. But yeah, and we have them do, actually one of the scholarships is a Be Your Best Self essay scholarship. Once they listen to Ginger and Emily talk about this, they will be doing a no more than 1 page essay, and kind of doing a self-assessment of how do they in their own lives, how are they being healthy, ambitious, involved, responsible, studious. And that Be Your Best Self, those are 5 good things for us as adults also to keep in mind.
Well, this is a great program. We've got 21 participants involved. The showcase is November 24th at Catherine High School. What are the times?
Well, so the Cass County program on Saturday is either going to start at probably 1:30, 2 o'clock. We haven't determined it yet because we got all these interviews to do ahead of time. And we've got somebody that's in a musical at their school and a basketball game.
Well,
So we're still working. We're flexible.
Yeah.
And then, so Sunday's program then will start either 5:30, 6 o'clock. We usually do 6 o'clock, but I'm really thinking that maybe we can back it up to 5 o'clock and just get done sooner. And
So our listeners should stay tuned. Why don't you get a hold of once you
yeah,
see the
well, we
time,
do
get
have
hold of me.
we've got a Facebook page. It's a long title because we've got all 3 of those programs: Distinguished Young Women of Fulton County, Cass County, Pulaski County. Also, information that's on the distinguishedwhitew.org for our page. And yeah, like my email address is slisher@rtcol.com. So, but yeah, the volunteers. Adriana Smith also helps us every session. But if it wasn't for the volunteers and the donations, we couldn't pull it off. Very thankful.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Julie, for talking about Distinguished Young Women of Fulton County. Great program and great opportunity for high school seniors. Juniors this year, if they want to participate next
You
year.
should come watch the show.
Come watch the show and get involved. So as we wrap up the show today, Randy, a trivia question.
It is.
When was the last time the Yankees and Dodgers met in the World Series? Assuming they're going to meet this time. 1995, 1981, 1977, 1963.
I'm going to say 95.
I'll find the answer here for you. 1981.
So close.
The Dodgers defeated the Yankees 4-2. More than likely, one of those teams was probably in the World Series during that time. Because they've kind of been the predominant ones right now. But 1981, the Dodgers.
Well, they're due again then.
It'll be a good game if it is the Yankees and the Dodgers, because both teams are loaded. We'll close with words of wisdom. Life is the art of drawing without an eraser.
There you go.
To think about that for a second, but it's very true. John Gardner, American educator.
All right. Ladies, thank you very much. Todd, Tanner, thank you. We'll talk to you again next Friday morning.